Jamar.
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is Marty for here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar for here once again, and we just recorded the Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is a pretty basic episode. There really wasn't much to it. I just tried to go into depth and discuss some things that were going on, but this is what we're really here to talk about. These Potomac hoes. Let me listen. Some opinions have changed and altered just a little bit, just based off of behavior, which of course this happens in any reality show depending on how the person is edited and whatnot. But let's go ahead and get into it. So Katie wants to invite Giselle and Robin to be a part of this committee, hosting committee of this charity ball that she wants to throw. Okay, so she's already asked Ashley, and Ashley's already A-okay with it. She tried to ask Karen. Karen was like, I'm going to have to pass. Basically, because she said she didn't want to spread herself too thin in the crowd. It wasn't something she could really put herself in, passionately. So it's like, why bother? I wouldn't want nobody to do it either, so I couldn't even blame Karen for doing that. And I'm going to give them... Wait, let me think about that before I say this. Nope. I almost lied. I was about to say they're not going to be turkey neck and croissant today. But you know what? Turkey neck didn't give me a bad episode this week. So I'm going to call her Karen. But croissant, yeah. Her and Giselle this week. Usually they're against each other, but this time they were together in united bullshit. Okay. Am I losing my light? I think I'm losing my... Hold on. Can I open this and get some more light? So I feel like I'm getting dark. Oh, hell. See, now we gotta... Fuck it. Never mind. I was gonna hurt. Okay. Oh, it got better. Okay. So, Katie meets up with Giselle and Robin trying to bring them on board to the tour. And at this point, I couldn't really oppose Giselle and Robin at this point, because as Katie's explaining that she wants to raise this $100,000. She wants to, invite all these different people. She doesn't know where it is. She doesn't have a committee together, and she wants to do all of this in a 2 to 3 week period. And Giselle and Robin are kind of like, how are you planning on pulling this off? And, Katie's going on like, well, I've never had an unsuccessful event, so I don't know why you would believe, like, this wouldn't work out. But, you have to imagine, if somebody's trying to tell you that they're trying to pull off this extravagant event but have a short time period with nothing, properly prepared, it's like... how do you expect this to work? And so she, Katie got all her feelings and got into attitude. She's like, well, if that's how you feel, you don't have to be on the committee or whatever. And I'm just like, girl, so you gonna get in your feelings? Really? You gonna get defensive and shit? All right, shit. Giselle and them, they was like, cool. Like, have your shit planned out. If you want people to be a part of it, have a plan. Have the venue, the budget, the invite list, all this stuff, planned out, so that we can just help you, raise the money and spread the word about it. Like, don't. And then even if you don't have the venue and all this stuff planned out, and you want to have a hosting committee help you do that, give us longer than 2 to 3 weeks or a month. This is something you will need to plan out 3 to 6 months in advance if you want it to go well, especially trying to raise $100,000. So yeah, I think Katie bit off a little bit more than she could chew. And thus far, I was with Giselle and Robin with that. Now we get to, Ashley's trying to host this whole beach house retreat weekend, or whatever you want to call it, getaway with the girls. So they're on this road trip, and you got Karen and Ashley riding together in a little two-seater, and then you got everybody else riding in Katie's car, her little SUV or whatever. And there was a moment where I guess Giselle did a Google. They were trying to ask her about, her past relationships or a divorce that went bad. And she was talking about her relationship with Russell Simmons and how she wrote a public blog about it. And Katie felt some type of way because I guess she was judging her when her husband, Giselle's husband, had been out doing all sorts of this, all sorts of crazy things. But uh, Giselle made a good point later on where when she was trying to say, that was kind of fucked up. But what you wrote in the blog, I guess you said, how the fact that they were not dating officially anymore, but she was still like living in his apartment. So she got moved to the guest room when he would bring dates over. And I guess she wrote a blog post about it, about feeling some type of way about it that one day. And Katie was trying to act like she was feeling some type of way, but she's like, well, you wrote this public blog, like this is for everybody to see. It's not like it's a tabloid or it's something that's not written by you. Like this is coming from your mouth, from what we understand. So you can't really feel some type of way about her bringing it up if you wrote it for the world to see. You know, see what I'm saying? So that was like a building block of Katie's frustration with Giselle at this point. And it's about to get worse with Giselle and everybody. So they get to this beach house and they sit down and eat. And so Ashley, to try to make things run smoothly, she hired this chef. And so the chef makes them, I believe, an appetizer salad, and then their main course. They got the appetizer salad. It was good. But the main course was, I guess, lacking in flavor. And usually, I mean, I can't say like I've just experienced multitudes of chefs and this has been the case. It just seems like catering businesses tend not to add the most flavor in their food. It's like when I have catered food, it's just kind of okay. It's like you got to get that real homemade stuff to get the good stuff. Like they don't put as much attention to detail, so I'm not really surprised that the food was probably a little meh, But the shit starts when I guess the chef brought a bill in the middle of like their conversation. And I guess she said she's about to go. So here's the bill. You need to pay us. And I guess is that rude? I think that is kind of rude a little bit. You could probably like place the bill. I don't know how the transaction was supposed to go. The transaction is something that you can pay like online, or it's something that's already been prepaid already. Then I guess it was kind of rude to be like, hey, we did all our work. Here's your bill. We about to dip. You could have just, excused yourself, thanks to everyone for coming and thank you for enjoying the food, ask how the food was, and then just be like, you guys have a nice night, and then you leave. Don't be like, how'd you guys do? Here's the bill. Like, that's just kind of like, what? Because it kind of embarrasses the person who has to pay for it, because then they have to now stop what they're doing, stop the conversation, leave, go handle the bill and all this stuff. It just seemed kind of like it was a little rude interruption, but that's the small part. What happened afterwards was when Ashley tried to show these girls their rooms. Now, I don't know what they were expecting when it comes to like a beach house, but a beach house is just that, a house where, they have rooms, they have bedrooms, and, they vary in size and all this other stuff. So she came in with a plan to where I believe Katie and Karen had their own rooms, their double beds, and Charisse and Giselle shared a room with 2 single beds. I guess twin beds. I can't remember what's the difference between a single and a twin bed, because a twin bed I know is, I guess, supposed to be a little bit longer, but they didn't look like twin beds. They looked like single beds. But she just made this whole big ordeal about the rooms and how it was, too small. Like, my kids sleep on a bed that's bigger than that. How do you expect me as a grown woman to sleep on that bed? And my whole thing was, I was like Robin. Robin was like, look, it's just a bed. At least you have one. They were sitting up there talking like Ashley put her on the goddamn couch or a pull-out sofa from 1970 or something. Like, the bed, I mean, it looked nice. The only thing about it was that it was relatively small. I mean, it's fit for one person. Like do you stretch and sleep that crazy, bitch, that you just require that much room to have that much of an attitude? Like, bitch, I was like, Giselle, normally, we be team Giselle, but this week you was doing the most. Like, you was making the biggest deal. She was like, oh, well, I might as well sleep in the closet then and shit. And then her and Sharice both sitting up there with the stank face. When they get down, they out there, they on their phones looking to see if they can find like a comfort inn to stay at and shit because they feel like, oh, their beds is not big enough. Like, how? And then you just got through trying to talk about the chef being rude. I'm gonna hand you the bill. Like, how rude do you think it is for me to invite you to my house, offer you a place to sleep? It's not like it's a hole in the wall. You got 4 walls. You got a bed sheet, comforter, pillows, everything you need. But it's just because it's a single bed, you want to throw an attitude and try to be like, oh, I'm gonna look for a comfort in and think that shit's not rude. Bitch, you tried it. You and Croissant fucking tried it. I would have been like, well, bitch, look, if you won't act like this, you need to go ahead and bring your ass, take your ass on in. But luckily, there was no comfort inns, anything any nearby, so they couldn't leave, even if they wanted to. But I was like, well, hell, y'all bitches can drive them 3 hours back home to goddamn Potomac if that's how y'all gonna be, cause shit. I'm sitting up here trying to accommodate you hoes, and you go sit here and get to me about a goddamn bed. All y'all gonna sit there and do is sleep in it for the 8 hours. It ain't like you conscious during the goddamn sleep. Shit, all you need is a place to sleep. I told these bougie bitches, shit, that look fine to me. Hell, have y'all seen some of the damn dorm apartments that that we was in at these goddamn HBCUs? Shit, that looked like a damn luxury. But Robin was the only one that was feeling us. Like, y'all doing the most. Like, it ain't like she, like I said, put her on a couch or something. But yeah, that was that whole bit ordeal. I'm just like, and then she woke up with the bullshit continuing. Well, no, okay, all right. Giselle woke up with a slightly better attitude, but she was like, so Ashley, can you make it so that we don't have to sweat tonight? Because we didn't have that good of a sleep. And she was like, oh, well, I didn't want to tell you that you were going to be sharing a room and, your AC in that room wasn't working because I thought it would be more inclined for you not to come. And I mean, I guess you should have, at least, if you knew that your AC wasn't working and... you could have at least given like a fan, bought like a fan, or bought, something to kind of keep the place cool. Something. Because I mean, waking up, in a sweat, that is kind of, annoying, especially if I'm already in I guess a bed that she doesn't like. So if I knew that she was going to be like that, I would have probably tried to make it, somewhat comfortable if she's going to be in a small bed as it is. So, I mean, I kind of understood Giselle with the whole sweating thing. But then they got to surfing. And it was pretty much split down the middle. Like Robin, Katie, and Ashley are all, down to surf. They down to have fun. They down to, do whatever they need to do. We on this trip. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Go get it. They all want to go out and have fun. They're taking the surfing instructions and all that other stuff. But can I record my video, please, without interruption? Anyways, so they are having fun. They're having a good time. That's the group that I would be running with. But then you got croissants, and on this part she's gonna be turkey neck, and who was the third bitch? Giselle, sitting on the side being bougie bitches, talking about, oh, they don't want to get their hair and their makeup wet. Well, girl, why would you wear hair and makeup to the goddamn beach? That's my whole thing. I hate people who feel like when they go somewhere, they try to act surprised when people come up with the activities. Like if you go to, say, if you're going camping, for example, why would you show up in a sundress and high heels? You know what I'm saying? Just to be cute. And Karen's like, oh, well, I would have had like a boat expedition or something safe and shit. I'm like, girl, it's the beach. They're talking about getting sharks and shit. The sharks are not in the shallow waters, okay? They're further out. They're literally just like in the shallow areas where the water barely covers above their knees. and all they're doing is just splashing around, having a good time, trying to try surfing. And here these bitches over there talking about, oh, that shit don't look fun, all this other stuff. I'm like, I hate traveling with people like that, because when I travel, I like to have a good time, experience new things, new sceneries, but bitches like that would just piss me off. I'm like, I can't. Y'all stay y'all black asses at the damn house. God damn. Shit. So they get back from, surfing or whatnot, and they have this conversation that's, I thought was an interesting topic. When it comes to, when is it okay, or is it ever okay, to shit or fart in front of your customer, your partner? I feel like, look, if we've seen each other naked and we have, been inside one of another in various ways, then normal bodily function shouldn't even be a problem. Like, you should be able, like, if y'all are at the point of fucking and y'all are ready together, then walking in on your partner taking a shit and you have to take a shower shouldn't even really be, much of a big deal at this point. I feel like, shit, if y'all don't already got that far, hell, what's a fart and what's a, taking a shit? Like, we all don't do it. And Karen up here talking about, oh, well, I don't flatulate in front of Ray. Girl, y'all been married this long, y'all have full grown kids, and you gonna try not to fart in front of your partner? I mean, I can understand shit, but fart? Like, you can't control that shit. Shit just, it happens, damn it, okay? So, I see you. We're gonna go in a second. I'm almost done, okay? I'm almost done. So I thought that was interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So do you ever feel comfortable farting or shitting in front of your partner? I'm interested to know. Don't you do it? Where are we? So they talked. I don't know whose idea this was, but they decided to, like, say they want to go around the room and say something nice about each other. And it gets to Giselle trying to say something nice about Katie. And she's like, well, most times when she's talking, I don't know what she's talking about, but then I'll tune in and then be like, oh, she's brilliant. And then Katie was like, bitch, did you just try me? Did you just try to call me stupid, bitch? You didn't insult me about my race. You didn't try to play me about my religion being Jewish. And now you tried to call me stupid? Oh, no, ma'am. But then again, I don't think Katie really gonna do something. Like, next week she says, oh, it's not okay. She pretty much took the Kim Fields approach. But I was like, Giselle, you've been trying it this whole episode. And it's just like, girl, that's not cute. It's really not. But they move from the dinner table and they get to this sharing and caring in Yanla, Fix My Life type moment. And they asked Sharice about her divorce, and she says, he's a good man, he's a good father, just not a good husband. And I feel like we said this over and over again already. I'm just like, okay. And she breaks down and cries, and they're there to support her, and blah, 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 blah. But then Robin said, I couldn't really make out what Robin said. Something about someone stealing her money, and she just broke down, and then we couldn't even hear what she said because it said to be continued. I'm like, huh? What? Oh, maybe y'all can help me in the comments. I missed what she was talking about. I'm like, what did she say? Something about trusting a friend to steal their money or something, and then she just started breaking down crying. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. But that was the Potomac Hose. If you didn't get to check out the Atlanta Hose review that probably came up before this one, make sure you go check that out. And make sure you guys tune in for those of you who are fans of RuPaul's Drag Race. The season starts tonight, but I'll be waiting until tomorrow morning after the Untucked episode to review the first episode. And the first episode is going to be like an hour and a half, y'all. So we get like an episode and then some. So I'm really excited about that. If you haven't checked out the cast review that I did for RuPaul's Drag Race Season 8, make sure you go check that out on my channel. And I will see you guys next time. I'm excited to record that review, so I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Washington, Washington.